All right, Kerry Kendall back with you, and in this particular training video, I want to cover how to use Snovio. I just got done ranting and raving all about this in the previous video, which I'm sure you just got done watching. And here we are inside the dashboard. So this is a new account. I did set this up so I could show you how to do all this from scratch. I have no list in here or anything. This is the first time I've used this account. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, the first thing we would do is we'd want to create our list, okay? And so we just click on list and we can put a name in here. I suggest you use a city and a niche with it so it makes sense. So like Las Vegas immigration attorneys, or let's just do restaurants because I might use a restaurants list here. Or maybe I'll use the spas one. Which one should we do? It doesn't really matter. But let's just go with Las Vegas restaurants. Add list. And it's being slow. Sorry about that. But it will be going here shortly. Warning, your list name already exists. Okay, cool. So we already got the list. All right, so we can import from file. We can create a new prospect. We can find emails. We can verify emails. We can do all kinds of fun stuff. And this is all the same things. Now, this is what I want to get into quickly before we go any further with it. There is a Chrome extension to get emails from any website or LinkedIn. That's pretty cool. So let me click on that. Let's see what happens here. And we're going to get started with our Snovio. This explains how to use it. So we're going to go to our Finder and Chrome extension. And then once installed, the extension allows you to find email addresses with a simple click while you are on a website. So go to a website you want to get email addresses for, click on the icon in the browser. Once it shows you all the email addresses it finds, you can select all or unselect or select whichever ones you want. I'm going to show you how to do this. And then once you do that, you will be able to add them to the list of your choice. So the more lists you have set up, the more segregated then all these leads will become when you discover them on various websites for various niches, and then they'll be automatically fed, not feeded, into that basically cold outreach campaign sequence that we're going to set up, and I'm going to show you how to do as well. All right, and you can do the same thing with LinkedIn. It's pretty awesome. You would go into LinkedIn and you can search for different types of people based on niches. And then when you see the ones that come up, you can select or all or unselect, deselect, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, it basically adds them. And you can do also find prospects from Twitter. And, just keep collecting email addresses till your heart is content. It's pretty awesome. You can also do it from the Google results, which is cool. It's pretty badass. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm super excited about this, and I want to show you how awesome it is. So let's click over and get this sucker installed. So all you do is click that link, and there's going to be a link that says install extension, which you saw when I first was on the dashboard. So you could do that right away. It'll bring you directly to this particular page, and then you just hit add to Chrome. All right, add extension, and it's adding it to Chrome, and there it is, and it's all ready. It's all done. So let's see what happens next. We're walking you through this real time. It's taking a minute to load. Hopefully it doesn't take too much longer to load. Let's see here. Let me pause it real quick. All right, so it came back. We're good to go. I'm just going to accept the privacy policy. And now, well, like I said, we can import a file and bring it in, and that's one way of doing it, and that's what we're probably going to do. But I just wanted to show you that that extension is installed. So if we go back, let's just go back to, let's say let's add a new list here. Let's add one more list. Let's call it Las Vegas immigration attorneys. Okay, add list. Now we have that one as well. Okay. You don't have to show this again if you don't want to. Hit X there. And if we go back to our immigration attorney, remember we were on Hutch Legal Contact. If we hit this email finder, it found us a bunch of cool emails very, very fast, right? And, we may not want like the info one because that seems like a little, kind of ridiculous. Obviously, M. Hutchison is probably the primary person here because that's the name of the business. So we might want to exclude some of these other ones just because they're not likely to be decision makers in the business. They're probably just paralegals, perhaps, or other lawyers within the business. Who knows? I would put my money on M. Hutchison at hutchlegal.com being the one that's going to be able to give you the best response out of all these. I mean, you could include the info for fun. It just depends. If you might want to include it so that, just in case. But I wouldn't probably include the other ones. And then, of course, you select the list you want to put them on. So we already have our Las Vegas immigration attorneys there, and we just hit Save Selected, and it saves it. And if we click on Go to List, it's just going to bring us back to our page here with our list. And if we refresh this page, we're going to see we should have 2 email addresses added. Yep, and we do. Super cool, right? So that's how awesome that is. And then, like I said, you can go to LinkedIn and do the same thing. So if we go over to LinkedIn, let me pause and just make sure I get over there correct. Okay, so I'm at LinkedIn, and I just typed in Las Vegas immigration attorneys, and this is the 415 results that came back. Now, if I click on our extension, it's going to basically select all those folks on this page. And some of them we're not going to want because they're not going to be decision makers, like basically Melissa Sweat here is a paralegal. So we'd probably want to uncheck her. We'd want to look through the rest of them a little bit just to see their title. And, it just depends, like Law Kirk here, Carolina, probably not a decision maker necessarily. If you need more, all you have to do is click the next page and it'll add more. And then what we would do is just say find emails and save. And so it would locate all the emails for these folks, and then you would add them automatically. I'm not going to go ahead and do that because each one of these does, I think, cost a credit or something like that. I'm on the free plan on this thing, so if I want to demo anything more, I don't want to eat up all my credits. But this just gives you an opportunity to use an awesome tool to add people to a cold email list. And whether you're going to use this just for social posting services or you're going to use this for other services you offer, I think it's something that I find a tremendous amount of value in, and I think you will as well. So that's how we add them to LinkedIn. Now, if we go back here again, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to import from file. I think you guys know how to do that. If we click on that, it's going to basically select our Excel or CSV or TXT file, and then we would select our file and hit upload, and it would import all the leads that we have in our CSV file or Excel file, and we're good to go there. Okay. What I do want to do is set up a new campaign, email drip campaign for us. All right, before I do that with the email drip campaign, I went over here to tools and I clicked on domain search, and this is really, really cool too. So if you go to a website, you got the little Chrome extension, which is great because you might just be browsing the internet and looking at something and decide, you know what, I'd love to prospect this company or business and see if I get their business to do my social posting service or whatever it might be. This other method, you could take any URL and paste it in here. Like we were just looking at Hutch Legal through their website and hit the thing. We should be able to do this very quickly and easily by just clicking the search. And of course, it brings back all the email addresses again. In fact, it brought back more email addresses than what we found through the extension. So that's pretty cool because there's just a great way to find some more people, and it shows which ones you already added to your list, which is awesome. And you can select them all, or you can unselect and just select one at a time and add them to your list. It's pretty sweet. So I just want to show you that quickly. Now I'm going to head over to the email drip campaigns. So we're on email drip campaigns, And it looks like this. So if you've used ActiveCampaign or are using ActiveCampaign, you might be already kind of familiar with how this works. It's kind of like a flowchart setup. It's pretty cool. You'd give it a name. So like in this case, we might just call it Las Vegas Immigration Attorneys. It depends. I mean, if you're going to do this for multiple types of products or services, you might want to do that and maybe call it Social Posting Service, something along those lines. Now you'd have to choose an email account here, or you can add a new email account if you haven't already added one. That's one of the cool things about Snovio too, is you have unlimited email accounts you can use. If prospect has multiple email addresses, send to all emails or the first email. I like to send to all emails initially. Do not send to unverified emails or unverifiable, which are risky. You can check or uncheck those. Usually I just leave this all enabled. Link tracking, enable link tracking if you want. Open tracking, you can do that as well. You can schedule these. And then of course you hit save and start, or you can just save the campaign. Now, once you do this, you just grab an email and drop it in here, and then set email content, right? So we just click on it and we can put our email in over here. So let me grab the email real quick. Okay, so I went over there and I copied the email in and I pasted it in here. As you can see it's right here. Now what you'd want to do is replace this obviously with their name and add customized variable here. So we want to do first name, and then replace with the company name. So if we had our list uploaded, we could replace that with the actual company name. And let's see what else there is. Let's see, I think that was pretty much it besides your own details. So this would obviously be replaced with your name, your company, your contact details, okay? And then once, subject line, we put in a quick question. You can save this as a template. And so we can create a folder for all this. We can put a template name in here. So this would be, cold outreach email number 1 probably. So we could just put that in there. So maybe because it's for social posting services, we'd name it Social Posting Service, or SPS cold outreach number 1, and then hit save. And if we want to create a folder quickly, let's do that. So enter a new name. Let's call it Social Posting Services. Service, create. So that's our folder now, where we're going to save these templates, just keep it a little more organized, hit save. And now we have our, template saved. Now, probably wanted to replace this information first before you save it, of course. And you can do other things, like you can choose the format to text in a different way. So if it's pasted in there right now as Times New Roman or what have you, you can change the formatting here, and you can change the font to so let's say it's Arial. Oops, let me highlight it all again. Let's change it to Arial. Okay, something like that. You can change the size of it here. All right, so however you want to do it, right? There's all these formatting. You look at source code. If you know how to do HTML, you can definitely get in here and manipulate some of the HTML. And you can add your unsubscribe link at the bottom if you really want to, if that's what you prefer to do. So we could just add in unsubscribe, enter the unsubscribe link here. The link will be opened in a new window. That's optional. Like I said, you don't have to add that as long as you're not emailing them after they decide to opt out. That's the biggest thing you can do. You can add media, emojis, all kinds of formatting stuff. You can add whatever you want. So once you have that first email done, you're going to drag this little thing down here. So it basically, once they're sent to a list, they're sent this initial email for a quick question, right? So when you are on a website, or let's say you use the domain finder tool, and you want to click on email finder, find an email, and you select the email and add to the list, as soon as you add it to this list, it will fire off this first email if there's no delay. And so we don't have a delay set. It's just going to go fire that email. Okay. Now, I said send a second email 2 days later, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add a delay. And we're going to set our delay for days. And you can just use the arrow or type in 2. And then we're going to send another email. And connect it. Okay, and then we're going to put our email in. And our second email is going to be, let me get back to the right one. Basically, it's the same email, right? But it's got the little bit of a bump in the front. So come back to our editor. We're going to paste it in. And then we're going to replace this again with the variable for first name. And we're going to replace this with company name. Done. All right, and if we wanted to format it again and save this as another template, we can do that. Just hit Save As. We're going to select our folder, Social Posting Service, and SPS Cold Outreach number 2. Hit Save. And we're good to go. And then you would add the third one after another delay, and I suggested the next delay be exactly 2 days after the second email, right? And so what we'll do is we'll just copy this email quickly, come back in here, and we're going to, let's see, we're going to close this, and we're just going to add a delay, connect the delay, and then we're going to click on delay, and we're going to say days again, and we're going to make it 2. And then we are going to add another email. And see, there is, I thought there was a way to actually zoom out, but it just depends on how it looks on your computer. Now we can zoom out and do it a couple different ways. We can go 80%, so we can look at it another way, and then you could just drag it. If I can grab the right spot, right, and we can drag all these upwards a little bit. Okay, because if there's nothing in between them, there doesn't need to be a lot of space between them, so we can make it look a little bit tighter. And then in this last email, it's going to open up the email, and this one would just be new subject, which is Facebook business page. Okay, let's go back to 100% so it looks a little bit better on your screen. Okay, oops, let's click on email again. There it is. We're going to place the name one more time. And then, of course, remember to replace all this information with your own information. We're going to save the template one more time so you guys can see that again. There it is. And then we're going to type it in, SPS Cold Outreach number 3. Okay, save. It's being a little slow. There we go. All right, so there we go. That's our sequence, and you can do other things like if they've replied to an email, there's triggers. We can add that extra trigger, and basically like in yes, no. Oh, did they respond? Yes. Then take them out so they don't see the next 2 emails. But this is the basic setup here, and then I'm already going a little long here, almost 20 minutes, so I don't want to cut this video down. Let me think if there's anything else in particular I need to explain to you about this, but this is pretty much it in a nutshell for Snovio. If I can think of anything else, I will add it on. Otherwise, we should be good to go. So let me pause real quick. Okay, so as soon as somebody replies to any of these emails, the first one, second one, or third one, the drip will stop automatically, which is very cool. So you don't have to worry about doing that manually or setting up that trigger. It's not going to happen. It's just going to stop it automatically. The trigger is for whether the contact opens an email or clicks on a link in the email. So if you want to find out if they've opened an email and have it do something else, like send them another email that says, hey, I noticed you opened an email from me, blah, blah, blah. You could add something like that in there. Or if they clicked on a link that you sent them to the salesman website, you could respond with, hey, I saw you clicked on our link to go to our website. Did you have any questions, or what can I help you with, or whatever it might be. So you could add a little extra in there. You can get creative with this if you want. But like I said, I keep this as simple as possible, but I love this tool. You can use the free version up to 50 emails or credits or whatever it's called, forever email, forever free, I should say. But you'll want to upgrade to a paid version. You can get 1,000 credits for $29 a month. 5,000 credits, I think, is $49 a month. Either way, it will pay off in spades. So I highly suggest you upgrade to the $29 version if you're going to be serious about using this system at least. And then if you're going above the 1,000 credits or you need more, then just upgrade from there. Okay. So I've already given you a bunch of leads to get started, but this is another awesome way to get leads by using their domain search tool or the Chrome extension. Just remember that. All right. So that's it for this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope you have a ton of success using Snovio.